Okay, guys, today is Thursday, September the 2nd. This is what we're going to do today. We are going to complete the warm up. Okay. We mark out Friday because we're not going to do Friday's warm up tomorrow. We're going to answer these essential questions instead. We're going to do reflection notes in our interactive notebook. I'm going to make sure you understand the homework. And if we have time, we'll do some more translation stuff as a review. Tomorrow is our quiz, so please go over your notes. Okay? The homework for tonight is just to complete day 4. If you're finished with everything in your packet tonight, which you should be finished with everything in your packet tonight, you can submit your assignments tonight. Okay? Any questions, comments, or concerns? I'm going to pause for the calls. I need you to work. I need you to work on your warm-up while I check your homework. Okay, let's go over the warm-up. Okay, got everybody's homework checked. Let's do the warm-up. All right. Don't forget, if you want to go ahead and start answering these tonight, you can. If you already know the answers to those, you can work on that tonight as well. But I will give you class time to do that, okay? So no worries. All right, so look at this. Look at this. Okay. Mark out Friday because we're going to do EQs instead tomorrow. We're not going to worry about Friday's warm-up. Now we're going to do this, okay? Go ahead and close it all the way. Thank you. All right, so this problem right here, when we're solving the equation, the first thing we're going to do is distributive property. We're going to multiply the 3/4 times both numbers in the parentheses. So let's do this one first. 3/4 times 8x. I'm going to write that on the bottom to show you how to do that. Please write this. 3/4 times 8x. I'm going to show you how to do that. Please do this with me, okay? If you don't have time, we'll have time to do that. I promise. Okay? No worries. Just make sure that you have this part right here. Because you're doing good. So let's write this down. So we'll have this. This is the one that we're doing. We got to do distributive property first, okay? All right. So this is how you do that. Watch me do this, so then you'll be able to do the other one. The first thing you do when you multiply a fraction is you have to make the whole number into a fraction by putting a 1 under it. I'm going to do that first. Please follow what I'm doing. I'm putting a 1 under the 8x to make it into a fraction. So now I can multiply. Okay? So now I'm going to multiply straight across. I'm going to multiply straight across here. So this is going to be 3 times 8x. What's 3 times 8x? 24. So we got 24x. Okay? 24x. Now let's multiply the bottom. What is 4? Guys, please make sure that you have this, because when I see your picture and this stuff is not in here, I'm going to take points off your grade, because this warm-up's way more than a homework assignment. Okay? Warm-ups are 20% of your grade, where your homework is only 15. Okay? All right, so 4 times 1 is going to be 4. So now let's simplify that. What's 24 divided by 4? What's 24 divided by 4? 6. So your answer for this one is going to be 6 what? X. So when you multiply, write this down. When you multiply this fraction times this whole number here, the answer that you're going to get under this is 6x. So you got 6x so far. So now you are going to multiply 3/4 times 4. So let's write that down. We're going to do 3/4 times 4. So let's do this one. We're going to do it the same way we did the other one, okay? The same way. What's the first thing that I did in the other one that I'm going to do in this one? What do I do first? Make it into a fraction by doing what? Put a 1 under the 4. Good job. Put a 1 there. Okay? Now, what am I going to do? Multiply how? Straight across. Good job. So when I multiply straight across, on the top, what do I get? 12. And on the bottom, 4. So lastly, what's going to be my answer here when I simplify this? 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay? So that's how you multiply the fractions, okay? So we got positive 3. Anybody still copying this part? Sure? So here we're going to put plus 3 and then bring down the equal sign and bring down the 6. So we did that first part. Okay? We did the first part. So this is a two-step equation. Some of you may remember how to do this and some of you might not, and that's okay. So here, we're going to isolate the variable x by getting rid of the positive 3 first. In order to get rid of that positive 3, you have to do the opposite of that. What's the opposite of adding 3? What's the opposite? Subtract. So you have to subtract 3 on both sides of the equal sign. Subtract 3 on both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0 here, so I'm left with this right here, 6x. I'm left with 6x. Okay? What's 6 minus 3? 3. Okay? It's 3. Good job. So now what do we want to do in order to get x by itself? How do we get rid of this 6? Anybody have any ideas? Divide. Good job, babe. The operation between 6 and x is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So you're going to divide both sides by 6. Okay? What's 6 divided by 6? How many times will 6 go into 6? Yes. 1. Once. So this is 1x. Or all you have to do is just write x. You don't even need the 1. It's automatically there if you don't see it. Now we got to reduce this fraction, okay? 3 is on top of 6, not the other way around. So how do you reduce 3 over 6? What will go into both 3 and 6? 2 won't go into 3 evenly. 1 makes no point because you're going to get the same answer. Yes, 3. Good job, baby. So 3 divided by 3 gives us what? 1. So we got 1 on the top. And what do we get on the bottom? 2. Good job, sweetheart. This is our answer here. And it's okay, but I just want to know, did anybody get this problem right? Okay, good deal. Okay, are we ready for the next one, or we need more time? Don't write this down wrong because I'm going to look for this problem to be correct when I check your work because I gave you this one, okay? All right, let's look at the second problem. Here we're going to do distributive property first, okay? We're going to do this is order of operations. We can't combine the numbers in the parentheses because they're not like terms. So we multiply from left to right. So this is multiplication here. We got to multiply -4 times both numbers in the parentheses. Then we got to multiply this +2 times both numbers in the parentheses. And then we combine like terms. Okay, so let's multiply. What's -4 times 2x? What's -4 times 2? What kind of 8? Negative. So we got -8x. Okay. What's a negative times a negative? Anybody know? Positive. It's a positive. Good job. It is a positive. What is 4 times 7y? What's 4 times 7? 28. 28. So we got 28y here. 28y. Okay, so now we're going to do the other distributive property. What is this +2 times 3y. What's positive 2 times 3? 6. So this is a positive 6y. What is positive 2 times this 8x? 16x. Very good. Okay? Very, very, very good. Okay, so now in this problem, we're not finished. We do have to combine the terms that are alike. Which terms are alike here? What are we going to combine? What other term is like this term right here? They have the same variable attached. Very good. What's negative 8x, which is minus 8, by the way, same thing as minus 8, plus a positive 16x? 8. Because even if you write it like this, 16x minus 8x, you can see that this would be 8x. Okay, so we got this out the way. Okay, what can we combine with 28? Y. Sorry. Say again? 6y. What's 28y plus 6y? Let's count. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. This is your answer. You cannot combine those two terms together because they're not like terms. Okay? Are we okay? I know these were more of the complex problems, but no worries. In the next unit that we go to, we tackle equations and expressions, okay? So hopefully you'll get a better understanding once we go through that unit. Anyone still copying? No? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put this away for now and take out your interactive notebook, your composition notebook, please. We'll come back to this towards the end because remember I told you I have to show you how to do the homework.
Today, do we have a 7 period?
No, babe. That's Tuesday and Friday.
So tomorrow we do.
Look at this. We were on page 13. That was the last page that we did. So today we're doing page 14. So I need you to turn to the next little sheet and put page 14. Okay, put page 14. We're going to put in the corner what? Q1, PG what? 14. Yesterday on the whiteboards, we worked on writing rules for translations, and we did a little table. We need to do that same kind of table on our notes so we can go back and study that if we need to. So we got translation rules. Remember, translation means to slide. I'm going to put this here, to slide. That's what it means to translate. It means to slide. You're going to go left, right, up, down. You're going to slide on the coordinate plane. It's how you slide an object or a shape on a coordinate plane. Okay? Are y'all okay? That's all right. All right, so let's draw the chart. In our chart, we had 3 columns. So let's do 3 columns again. Okay. In the first column, we wrote the rule for translation in words. Then we wrote the rules as an expression. And lastly, we wrote the rules as vectors. And the vectors look like ordered pairs. Okay, they look like ordered pairs. Can you make sure everybody gets two little small pieces of graphic for me? Thank you so much. How are you? I know, I'm so happy about that. All right, so we're gonna go through this together. Okay, we're gonna do a couple examples. We're gonna do about 4 examples. Okay. All right. So the examples that I'm gonna do, I want to make sure that you understand this. If they say to the left or to the right, they're talking about the x. So use the x coordinate. They're talking about the x coordinate. If they're saying up or down in the translation, they're talking about the y coordinate. So left, right, x coordinate. Up, down, they talk about doing something to the y coordinate. Okay, if you're going to the left, they want you to subtract. You're going to subtract. To the right, you're going to add a number to the x. Up, you're going to add. Down, you're going to subtract. Okay? Please make sure you write that down. Pause for the calls. All right, so let's look at some examples. Let's look at example number 1. In example number 1, the words may go like this. They may say 4 units right and 6 units up. Those might be the translation rules that they give you. They might give you those translation rules. What would that look like as an expression? What would that look like as an expression? Remember, we talked about this yesterday. Anybody remember what that would look like as an expression? Yes. X plus 4 for this one. And y plus 6 for this. Okay? Remember, X is left, right. Y is up, down. If you're moving to the left, you're going to subtract. Right, you're going to add. Up, you're going to add. Down, you're going to subtract. How would I write this as a vector? Remember, I use a lot of times what they'll do, they'll say translate, and they'll say X comma Y, and they'll use an arrow, and then they'll have put it in an ordered pair. Or sometimes the ordered pair looks like this. Instead of using the ordered pair, they sometimes use a bracket that looks like this. So you might see an ordered pair, you might see a bracket. You could see either one. But what numbers would I put for my vectors there? What would I put in the parentheses? Does anybody remember? Yes. 4 and 6. Positive 4, comma, positive 6. And that's where I got it from. If it was minus, I would put negative. But since they're both positive, they're both going to be positive numbers since it's adding. That's what I should have said. Any questions about number 1?
No.
Okay. Let's see if you can do number 2. Anybody still copying 1? Because I don't want to move too fast. Okay. I'll hold off for a second. Let me pause for the calls. You okay? You got it? Okay. All right. Number 2. You have 2 units left. I wrote this way too big. Sorry. 2 units left. And 7 units down. 7 units down. See if you can write the expression and the vector. I'll do this part for you. Translate XY. Please make sure you know you're probably going to see it like this. And you're probably going to see the bracket or the parentheses, okay? See if you can do that on your own. All right? So how do you write the expressions for that. Yes, Melanie?
X minus 2.
X minus 2, good job.
And Y minus 7.
And Y minus 7. Excellent job. Okay? How would I write the vector? Yes. Very good. -2, comma, -7. Excellent job, babe. Okay, I'm going to put the last two up, and I want you to do those on your own. We have 10 units down. See if you can do that. And 4, we have 5 units right. And let's do 3 units up. No. Let's do down. This is 5. This is number 4.
So it's got 10 units down?
Say again, baby.
I thought you said 10 units down.
This is 10 units down.
Oh, they're 2 separate ones?
These are 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. It's 2 separate ones.
Oh.
Ms. Reyes, this number 3 only has just the 10 units down, does it not have it?
Just 10 units down.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's all good. All right, so let's look at this. When it says 10 units down, how do you write that as an expression? Y minus 10. Good job. Okay, so translate to write that as a vector, x, you didn't do anything with x, so just leave it as x. Comma, this is going to be -10. Or y minus 10. Okay, and that's it. Anybody get that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, number 4. This is going to be x plus 5. This is going to be y minus 3. What's the vector going to be for this then? Very good. Any questions about that? Does everybody have that copy? You don't? Okay. Pause real quickly. Let's do the next page. This is page 15. We're doing reflections now. Q1, page 15, and we're doing reflections. Okay, we talked about a little bit about reflections on yesterday, okay? What did we say reflections, what did we say that means? That means to do what? To what? To slide is translation. Yes, to flip, okay? It's to flip an object or shape over the line of reflection. Is to flip an object or shape over the line of reflection. Okay? Now, when you get to other courses, you're going to do different lines of reflection. But for this particular course, we're only going to either flip it over the x-axis or over the y-axis. So you're either going to have the x-axis as your line of reflection. The x-axis is either going to be the x-axis as your line of reflection, or it's going to be the y-axis as your line of reflection in this course, okay? In future courses, you will learn how to flip it over different lines on a coordinate plane. But for this course, we're just either going to flip it over the x-axis or We're going to flip it over the y-axis. Pause to give you a chance to catch up. Okay, so now you're going to need the 2 pieces of graph paper that I cut out for you and a glue stick. Okay, you're going to need 2 pieces of small graph paper that should be on your desk and a glue stick. If you don't have the 2 pieces of graph paper, the extra you can push it to the side. If you don't have 2 pieces of graph paper, little strips of graph paper, please raise your hand. You need 2? A glue stick? Okay. Yeah, okay, good deal. Okay. All right, so we're going to glue these down. Make sure you have space along the side right here because we're going to write here. We're going to glue these down. Okay. I'm going to glue them down. Glue them both down, please. Glue them both down. Okay. All right. Anybody still gluing it down? All right. All you need is just 2. All you're doing is gluing. It's just 2 of them. Group 2 graphs only. Okay. All right. We're going to draw a small coordinate plane for both. Trace the center line. We're going to do 2 types of reflection. We're going to do reflection over the x-axis and then reflection over the y-axis. Okay. We're doing reflection over the x-axis and then we're going to do a reflection over the y-axis. All right, here we go. We're going to do this one, okay? Let's work it out. I know it's after lunch and it's hard, but we got this, okay? We got this. We can do it. All right, so we're going to do our preimage first. We're going to graph our preimage, and then we're going to figure out what our image would be after we flip it over the X. So let's graph. Let's make our first ordered pair for A. Let's do 1, 1. So we go here on the origin, go to the right 1 and up 1. Let's put A here. Label this point A. 1, 1. Over to the right 1, up 1. Let's do C. Oops, I said C, Lord. B. Let's go over 3. Let's do 3, comma. Let's do 4. So go over 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. This is B. And let's do C. Let's do 5, comma, negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. This is C. That's your pre-image. And you know it's your pre-image. Even if you didn't draw it, how do you know it's your pre-image? Because it doesn't have any tick marks. It doesn't have any tick marks on these letters. This is your pre-image. Now we want to figure out what our image is. Let's flip it over the x-axis. I'm going to retrace the x-axis so that I know this is the line of reflection now. This is the line that I'm going to flip it over. Okay? I made that just a little darker. All right, so now, watch me do this. Whatever I flip, when I flip this over the x-axis, whatever is above the x-axis, when I flip it, it's going to be below. Whatever is below the x-axis, when I flip it, it's going to be above. So look at A. A is above the line of reflection. A is above the x-axis. How far is A above the x-axis?
1.
So when I flip it, it's going to be where below? 1 below. This is A prime. It's the new location for A after I flip it. What is the ordered pair for A prime? What is this ordered pair right here? 1, positive 1, and negative 1. Positive 1, comma, negative 1. What's the difference between these ordered pairs right here? What changed? What? The Y did. You see how it changed? This is what changed. It went from a positive to a negative. That changed. The X stayed the same. Now let's figure out where B would be. B is above the line. How far is B above the line? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I flip it, where is it going to be? Where is it going to be? If I flip it, where is it going to be? 4 below the x-axis. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is B prime. What's the ordered pair for B prime? The new location for B. Very good. Positive 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive 3, negative 4. What's different? What's different about these ordered pairs? What's different here? The y coordinate is different. You see how it's different? It's positive here, now it's negative here. The x stayed the same. The x coordinate stayed the same. Look at C. Where is C? C is below. You see that? Below the line of reflection. So when I flip it, where is it going to be? Above. How many spaces above? 2. This is my new location for C. Connect A prime, B prime, C prime. And it flipped over the x-axis. What's the ordered pair for C prime? 5, comma, positive 2. 5, comma, positive 2. What changed about this ordered pair from here to here? The y changed again. You see that? It went from negative 2 to positive 2. So what pattern do you see in the points? We're going to write that in. What pattern do you see in the points? What do you notice from pre-image to image? What pattern do you see in these ordered pairs? the y coordinate changes. You see that? The sign of the y coordinate changes. If it's positive, it changes to a negative. If it's negative, it changes to a positive. The x, though, what happens to the x? It stays the same. X stays the same. The y coordinate changes. Sign changes. I need to say sign changes. Any questions about that? The x coordinate stays the same. The y sign changes. If it's a positive, it goes to a negative. If it's a negative, it goes to a positive. Pause for the cause. All right. Anybody still copying? I don't want to move on if you're still. Okay. Doing the same kind of table. Preimage. Before the move. After the move. Okay. So let's do A. Let's do A at negative. Let's do A at -3 and +1. -3, 1, 2, 3, +1. So this is A. Let's do B. Let's do B at -3 and -4. So that's -3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. -4 is down. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is B. Let's do C at -1 and -4. So we got -1 is here, over 1 to the left, and down 1, 2, 3, 4. This is C. And let's graph D. Let's graph D at -1 and +1. -1 and +1. Go over to the left 1 and up 1. This is D. This is a rectangle. Let's connect the ordered pairs or the points. I'll pause to give you a chance to catch up if you're behind. Okay, so now we're going to flip it over the Y. Let's trace the Y again. The Y is now our line of reflection. Make it a little darker. So now let's flip it. Let's figure out what A prime would be. Look at how far the A is away from the line of reflection. How far is it away on the left side?
2.
Not 2.
3, 1.
A, look at how A far. 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you see that? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that means it's going to be 3 to the right of the line. 1, 2, 3. This is your new location for A. So if I flip it, if I fold the picture, then this is where A would land. This is A prime. What's this ordered pair for A prime? What's the ordered pair? What's this ordered pair right here? What comma what? 3 comma 1. +3 comma +1. You went over to the right 3 and up 1. Okay. What's the difference between these two ordered pairs? What's the difference between these two ordered pairs? Very good. The x coordinate, right? The x coordinate changes. The y coordinate stays the same. Let's look at B now. How far is B away from the line of reflection? 3. So it's going to be 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. This is B prime. This is the new location for B. I'm flipping it over the Y. If I fold the picture over, this is where it would land. What's the ordered pair for B prime? What's the, go ahead. Very good. 3 comma, positive 3 comma, negative 4. What changed from this ordered pair to this ordered pair? Somebody said it, the x coordinate. The x coordinate changed. It went from negative to positive. Okay, let's look at C prime. Let's figure out where that is. Look at C. How far is C away from the line of reflection or the y-axis? Bless you. 1. So how far is it going to be on the other side of the y? 1. This is C prime. What's the ordered pair for C prime? Yes.
Positive 1, negative 4.
Positive 1, negative 4. Very good. What's the difference between these two ordered pairs? The x coordinate. Okay. Let's find D prime after we flip it. After we flip the x, what's the new location for D? How far is D away from the line of reflection or the y-axis? 1. So if I flip it, it's going to be 1 on this side. It's going to be 1 on the other side. This is D prime. What's the ordered pair for D prime? 1, 1. What's different from this point to this point? What's the difference between the two? The x coordinate. Okay. So up here we said that the x coordinate stays the same, but the y coordinate sign changes. So what are we going to say about the one that's on the bottom?
The x coordinate changes and the y coordinate stays the same.
Very good. The x coordinate, the x sign changes, right? The sign changes. And the y coordinate stays the same.
You put it up a little.
Yes, babe. Thank you for telling me. Is that a little bit better? Okay. And I'll pause it here. Okay. Almost get packed up because it's almost time to go. Take out your homework so we can make sure that we understand this last day. All right, here we go. Make sure it's right, okay? All right, so we're going to graph these ordered pairs first. We have 2, 2. So that's over 1, 2, up 1, 2. This is T. Then we got 2 and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is C. Then we got 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Z. And then 5, 0. That's over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 means you don't go up or down. This is F. Connect them in the order that they were written. This is my preimage. Has no tick marks. Okay. We're going to flip this one over the x-axis. So trace the x-axis. And we're going to flip that one. Look, number 6 Mark this out. This is supposed to be y-axis here. Now, this one is y-axis. This is y-axis here. Please write that in. And the last two are x-axis. Make sure you write that in. Okay, so when I flip this, look at F. Since F is on the line of reflection, it doesn't move. So I'm going to put F prime right beside F. It didn't move. When you flip it, it's going to land in the same place. Let's look at T. T is 2 above. So when you flip it, it's going to be 2 below. This is T prime. C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below. That's a store, right? 5 below. And Z is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 below. Z prime. This is your pre-image. And this is your image. And that's how you do the homework. Don't forget, this is Y. You're going to darken the Y-axis. This is another Y-axis. Darken the Y, flip it over to Y. This is Y-axis also, and the last two are flipping it over the X. Any questions about how to do tonight's homework? Yes.
6.
There's no number 6. You talking about the one up here?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. What about it, babe?
It's like the first T is like just going down.
What you mean? Explain to me. Like you got -1 and then 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to graph them first.
It's all I'm doing. But then like then it got the like -1 and -4. Then it's just on top of that. Then -1 and -4.
So this is -4. I mean 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. They're close together. It's okay. Then 1, -2.
Oh, okay.
Then 3 and -3.
Oh, I thought that one was the -4.
That's okay, baby. Okay. All right. Let's make sure that our folder is let's make sure we put everything back in our folder so we don't lose it. Okay. And let's get ready to go. Any last minute questions? Is there anybody that's still struggling with how to submit an assignment on Canvas? Okay.